I think that play-in tournament, which is our next transition, man. I think this is going to be very, very, very interesting, especially if it were to end today. Um, Man, oh man, is this going to be crazy? I got to get your thoughts on it, man, because I think it helps the NBA in multiple facets, not only entertainment wise, but financially. It's another branch of games prior to the playoffs that teams are literally fighting and scrimmaging for and clawing at just a berth for a playoff contender. I mean, for a shot at the playoffs.
Mhm.
And now you're telling me it's a one game shot like football. It's like a do or die game. I think that's smart. I really do think that Adam Silver and the committee planned this very well because they are going to get phenomenal ratings, especially if this were to end today.
LeBron's not going to like what you just said since he criticized the hell out of it this past weekend. He was basically saying that whoever came up with this needs to be fired. And I look at it and I'm like, from a fan perspective, I think this is great.
He's probably saying that because he knows he's going to have to play in it.
Yep. And you know what? I think it's well-deserved because the Lakers have been playing like absolute shit the last month, probably the last month or so. So,
yep.
You know, this is one of those topics where from LeBron, I really don't want to hear it because granted, I know they had injuries, but you're in the situation that you're in right now, so you might as well just get used to it. So,
facts.
But with the play-in tournament, I think it's great because it gives teams that are in that 9 to 10 range an incentive to actually try to improve their seeding a little bit before the play-in starts. And even if they don't necessarily before that tournament starts, you still have a chance to actually get into the playoffs. It's a one game matchup. So the 7 and 8 play each other, and then the 9 and 10 play against each other. Now, if I remember this correctly, I might screw this up. The 7 and the 8, the winner of that is automatically the 7th seed, correct?
Yep.
And then the 9 and 10, the winner of that game plays the loser of the 7-8 game, correct?
Yep. And then that winning game is the 8th seed.
I think it's fun. I think it's great because you could have a scenario where, okay, let's take the Spurs, for example. They're at the 10th seed right now. They would go up against, as of right now, the Warriors. If the Spurs win that game, and then they would either have to play either the Grizzlies or the Lakers as it currently stands right now with the current standings, the Spurs could be playing for a potential playoff spot. Granted, they would either have to beat the Lakers or the Grizzlies to make it happen, but it's
doable.
It's doable. You can make that happen.
It's one game, dude. It's a one.
Anything could happen. So I think it makes it a little more compelling. It makes it a little bit more exciting. And to be honest with you, I really don't want to hear these players criticize about it because they knew it was probably going to happen at some point. We're at that point now. And I just think it switches things up a little bit. It doesn't
big time. And it's needed in a time like this right now where we're like at a lull. Bro, this is going to provide a lot of entertainment.
I love it. It switches things up and it makes things exciting. Granted, I don't think there's really that much of a change here. It's just going to affect the 7th and 8th seeds a little bit. But if you're in that
two extra games, though, that's why they're complaining.
Who cares? You're going to be playing freaking 7-game series anyway. So it's like,
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It depends who comes out of it. Because if the Spurs manage to have a miracle and then they end up playing the Suns, I think the Spurs get swept.
Well, what I'm saying is, though, it gives them a chance to get into the playoffs. And that's at least something that you could hang your hat on. Whether you get scraped by the Suns or get scraped by the Jazz, so be it. But at least shows me that those guys went out there and tried to make an effort to get into the playoffs. And in the playoffs, look, anything could happen. Anything. So you're well aware of that because freaking Dallas was the 1 seed back 10, 15 years ago.
Golden State.
He lost to Golden State. I'm not saying that it's highly likely that something like that's going to happen.
It was the year before we won. I'm pretty sure it was the year before we won the championship too.
It's just you never know.
No, it was the year after we lost to the Heat. We came back from losing to the Heat and we went and had the best record in the NBA. And then we got absolutely shitted on and swept by the 8th seed Warriors. Monte Ellis, Steven Jackson. No. We did not get swept. We just got obliterated.
Yeah, you guys lost in 6.
Yeah, we just got obliterated. It was
But
like the finals all over again.
it's like I said, it makes those last two spots in these playoff games a little bit more exciting. I know we didn't really talk much about the Eastern Conference teams, but it's the same thing over there too. So I think it's cool. And LeBron can
Yeah, I'm loving it.
and LeBron, listen, I'm sorry, dude. This is fine by me. I don't know why you're complaining about it.
I mean, because if you look at it, right, like Kyle said, if you were to look at it right now, right, and again, we're just using the Western Conference. The Lakers play the Grizzlies, the Warriors play the Spurs. So you have the struggling San Antonio Spurs right now on a 3-game skid. LaMarcus Aldridge retired and was traded. DeMar DeRozan is playing okay against Stephen Curry, arguably the hottest player in the league right now, with an opportunity to put himself and his team in a predicament to compete in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have John Morant versus LeBron James and AD, or LeBron lists or AD lists Lakers. And I mean, like, it takes one game, bro. It's legit. Your season's over in one game. The Lakers could shoot absolute dog shit. LeBron James could be a shell of himself. AD could, God forbid, somebody gets hurt. It's just the point of it's showing why other sports do one game and done. And I think that this is going to send the NBA ratings up significantly, because we know that they've been missing revenue with limited fans in the stands. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these other circumstances due to COVID. You go and give us basically an extended playoff or an extended regular season or a mini playoff setting. Are you kidding me? Like, this is going to be incredible. I know for myself, I'm literally rooting for Golden State in that bottom tier, period. I want to see Steph get in, and I want to see him light it up. Even if the Warriors lose in 4, I still got to watch Steph Curry for another 4 games. Mm-hmm. Who's to say he doesn't break a postseason record? Who's to say he doesn't drop 50 or 60? Shout out to Jason Tatum, who dropped 60 over the weekend, by the way. It's just, there are some good teams at the bottom. In my opinion, I think the Pelicans take over the 10th seed, as Lonzo Ball and Zion Williamson have been playing very, very, very good basketball as of the last couple of days. So, I mean, the Pelicans and the Warriors, the Grizzlies and the Lakers, or maybe even the Trailblazers and the Grizzlies. Who knows? We don't know the ladder of this NBA standings as of right now. But, dude, I could not be happier for this opportunity to watch basically more playoff basketball. And it's nuts.
It almost kind of reminds me of what baseball did with the wild card series.
One game and done.
Because the wild card series in Major League Baseball now is basically one game and you're either in or you're out. So, you know why? You know why I think it's cool? Because we typically don't see this from NBA games, especially in the playoffs. It makes that one game pivotal.
It's urgency.
See, like in a best of 7 series, you can get away with having a bad game or 2 and still win the series. 1 game series, you don't have that. You don't have that.
Not even close.
You don't have to. You have to play your best basketball, or you're going to be out. So that's what I like about this, is that it puts a little bit more pressure and it gives teams more of an incentive to go out and play their best basketball possible.